And I'm going to get my screen set up here. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. I do not know what just happened. My little spinner thing's going. All right, guys. I don't know what the heck happened. Okay. Let's see. Are you guys still on? All right. I don't know what the heck that was. So I'm going to hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I do not know why this is not working. All right, one more time. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you all can see this. If you cannot, can someone unmute yourself? Or if you can you unmute yourself and let me know? Anyone?
I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so tonight's call is all about setting goals and sticking to them. It is the beginning of the year. Yes, we are already 3 weeks in, but I think that this is something that you can take away and use it every single month, because you're going to have to revisit your goals. Whether you reach them or you fall short of them, you need to revisit your goals. So setting your goals is something that we will talk about all year long, but I think this is the perfect topic, especially for some of us who fell short of goals at the end of the year and you kind of got down on yourself, or life happened and you just feel like, okay, I need to refocus. And this is exactly what we're going to do. So setting SMART goals. You might have heard it, you might not have. SMART goals, I learned when I went through Chalene Johnson's training, the push training, read the book, did her training. Chalene Johnson talks about SMART goals all the time. Probably any coach that you hear from talks about SMART goals. And setting SMART goals is exactly that. You see it there, specific, measurable. They have agreed upon, I like attainable, realistic, and time-based. Now, why SMART goals? SMART goals are always specific. You have to have a specific goal, well-defined, clear to anyone that has basic knowledge of that. So basically, you have a specific goal of wanting to go diamond. Well, that's awesome, but what all does that entail? You have to make sure that it is measurable. If the goal is obtained, and how far is it away from getting it? You want to hit diamond by, say, March 6th. Okay, so you have roughly 6 weeks. Is that measurable? Yes. You need to know when. So sometimes you'll hear us say, oh, the quarter ends this time. This is the last date for rank advancements for the qualification period. And a lot of times that is so that you reach it by a specific time so that you have your 6 weeks of holding, or your upline has their 6 weeks of holding to obtain that next star, per se. And agreed upon, I really don't like that, but I put it in there. It's basically attainable. Is this an attainable goal? Ask your upline. Is this something that they think is for you? Do they think that you have specific and measurable enough goals? Are you giving yourself enough time to reach that goal? Is it realistic? within the available resources, knowledge. Realistic, basically, in our world is it possible? Is diamond in 6 weeks possible? Well, if you only have one coach or you just signed up as a coach, probably not unless you bust your behind and you work hard to have solid coaches. If you already have coaches and you already have an emerald under you, absolutely. 6 weeks is plenty of time. Now, time-based. You need to give yourself enough time. Like I said, you can't say, okay, I'm a brand new coach and I want to hit diamond tomorrow. Well, that's not going to happen unless you're amazing and you have a million coaches or a million people ready to sign up. You have to give yourself enough time to be able to reverse engineer it. And you can't say, okay, well, I want to be diamond by the end of the year, because that gives you 12 months to basically play around until the end of the year comes and you're like, oh, right, I said I wanted to be diamond, but I didn't do anything to get there. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to reach that, but not too much time. Specific goals are exactly what you want to achieve. So you need to say, exactly, you need to make a statement of that specific goal. A good goal statement that explains what, why, who's involved, where is it taking you, and when do you want to reach that goal. If your goal statement is vague, you will find it hard to achieve because it will be difficult to define success. I'm going to go through examples in a little bit, but basically this is saying, okay, I want to be diamond by the end of this month because I just like the title of diamond. Well, now, that's not even, I mean, it's not specific, it's not obtainable, and it's not, you don't have any measure to it. It's not realistic. So you have to make sure that when you're making you're making your goals, you have to have them specific. I want to reach diamond by the end of this month because diamond means to me that I am a strong leader and I have brought people into my team that want to build a successful business. I will hit diamond by the end of this month because I'm going to invite every single day. I'm going to do my 4 vital behaviors, and I'm going to go above and beyond and invite 5 extra people to the coaching opportunity. That's a little more specific. That is a little more of measurable, time-bound. It's giving you realistic goals, and it's giving you a call to action. It's giving you something to hold on to reach diamond. Measurable. You must be able to track your progress, and the progress has to be measurable in results. I have here a good goal statement answers the question, how much or how many? How will I know when I achieved my goal? So if you say, I want to be diamond by the end of this month, I have 4 coaches already and 1 emerald. And so what I need is 4 more active coaches and 1 more emerald. Okay, now how are you, you already answered how much and how many, and you have, 11 more days to do so. Is that reachable? Is that realistic? Or should you move your goal to, okay, I'll give myself 4 weeks. So by February 18th, I want to reach diamond, and that gives me 4 weeks to sign 4 coaches and have one of my coaches go to emerald. Can you do it? Yes, absolutely. Are you going to have a little bit of work to put in? Of course you are, but it's measurable. You're giving specifics on how many coaches you need. You need your emerald, and you have 4 weeks to do so. So you're going to have to up your daily invites to instead of 5 to 10. You want to make sure that you're doing enough and going a little bit above and beyond to reach that goal. This is the same exact thing for fitness goals. If you want to lose 5 pounds, that's a measurable goal because you have 5 pounds. Well, you need to now set a date to it. You need to know how and when you want to reach that goal by. So here's my attainable. Your goal must be relevant to your business and what you want to accomplish. You must be able to ask your sponsor coach if this can happen and if it will. Okay, then this basically means if you write down a goal being one of my one of my examples is I want to be a 15-star diamond coach, but I only have 15 coaches. Well, that's not possible. You need to build your team. You need to bring on coaches that want to build it as well. So if you say, is that attainable being 15-star diamond? Yes, but you need to have specifics. You need to have a work ethic that's going to push you towards that. Now, saying, okay, I want to be a 15-star diamond team by the end of 2018, okay, yeah, that's a little more attainable, but you don't want to go that far out because, like I said, you don't even really want to look at by December because the more time you give yourself, the more you're going to slack off to get there. And then it's going to come down to crunch time and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I should have been doing this all year. So I really think that 12 weeks is plenty of time to give yourself, and I wouldn't go past 12 weeks. Realistic, your goal should be stretching. So saying, okay, giving yourself 4 to 6 weeks to be diamond, that's stretching it a little bit, but it's realistic because it can happen. But you have to make sure that it's relevant to you and your business and what you want to accomplish. You have to make sure that your actions every single day are going to align with that goal that you have. So what you're doing every single day, is that in line to achieve your goal? Is that in your control? Is your goal achievable? If you know that getting to diamond is in your control, and you're doing everything that you need to be doing every single day, following the 4 vital behaviors, inviting extra, posting about the coaching opportunity, doing coach sneak peeks, getting on one-on-one calls, having your upline sponsor, getting onto a 3-way call. These are the things that you need to be doing if you are giving yourself a timeline of 4 weeks to hit a pretty big goal. But it is in your control because getting to diamond is in your control. You can sign those coaches. You can help your emeralds to get to emerald. You have it in your hands, but you need to make sure that you're doing the action steps to get there. Time bound. This is a huge one because you need to have a timestamp on your goals. No matter what, goals have to have a deadline. You can't say, okay, well, I want to be diamond. Well, by when? Because you can say I want to be diamond by December, and ultimately you can achieve it by March. You can say you want to be a star diamond coach by December, but ultimately if you're already a diamond, you can achieve that by July summit. You have to make sure that you put a timestamp on it. I can't stress that enough because, like I said, the more time you give yourself, the more time you say, okay, well, I still have X amount of weeks to do that. Oh, I still have X amount of weeks to do that. Oh, I still have a month to do that. Well, the more time you give yourself, the more you're going to say, okay, well, I still have time. I still have time. If you haven't read it yet, the 12-week year, I can't, there it is. Well, I don't know if you guys can see me while I have the screen up. But it's the 12-week year, getting more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. Brian Moran and Michael Lennington. It's a pretty awesome book that basically goes through how to plan your goals and your business in 12 weeks. You think about it, people that have end of the year goals, they do better under pressure because they need to reach that goal. So if you give yourself 12 weeks to reach a goal, you pretend like, okay, you only have 12 weeks to reach this goal. And you have to reach it by then. If you say, oh, I have 12 months to reach it, you're going to play around. You're going to wait until next month and say, oh, I still have 11 months to reach it. Oh, I still have 10 months to reach that goal. And by the time you get to wanting to reach that goal, you're like, oh my goodness, I just let that whole year go by and I didn't even reach that goal. I didn't even come close to reaching that goal. Are your goals in your comfort zone? Now, this is something that is new. I really I really never looked at my goals in an ethical way. And I never really looked at my goals and said, okay, well, are these goals aligning with my life and aligning with my morals? You know, you think about your life and you really don't have to question yourself with that. But I take this as, are these goals going to make you sacrifice something that is higher above this business? So if you want to reach diamond, is it sacrificing time with your family? Is it sacrificing time with your spouse? Is it sacrificing time, you know, at church? Is it sacrificing your time as a family? I don't know, whatever it may be. Are these goals lining up with your family as well? Are these goals lining up in your ethical, moral compass? Because you need to make sure that this business is aligning with everything that you have in it and the reason why you're doing this business. You have to make sure that you aren't interfering. But at the same time, if you have a specific goal, remember, you can make smaller sacrifices now for long-term success. I sacrificed a lot of time in the beginning. I sacrificed a lot of time with my family, a lot of time with my kids, because I wanted to build this business. Now, 6 years later, I have a business that I can be flexible. I can do things. I can say, okay, guys, I will be back in a week. I'm going on vacation with my family. I'm going away for the weekend. I'm going and doing this for the night. And I don't have to be tied to my phone. But I took a lot of time and sacrifice in the first probably 18 months of my business of nonstop and not having business hours. And then I started doing business hours and being more dedicated and saying, okay, well, this is what I need to do within this amount of time. And I'm going to talk about that next. Recorded. You have to make sure that these goals are recorded. You always have to write down your goals, no matter what. You can say them in your head, but you have to write them down. They have to be somewhere where you can see them. Put them on the back of your screensaver. Put them on next to your computer. Put them, on your printer. Put them on your desk. Put them on your mirror in your bedroom. Put them on your fridge. Put them places where you can see them. You have to make sure that you can see them and visible. Don't put them in your notebook and then put your notebook away tonight. Or don't write them down and have them sitting out for a week and never look at them. The more you look at them and the more they're in front of you, the greater the chances are you're going to hit them. The recording is necessary for the planning, the monitoring, and reviewing, which we will get into reverse engineering here shortly. Here are some examples of SMART goals. Specific. What exactly do you want to accomplish? Saying I want to lose weight is not specific enough. How much weight do you want to lose? How will you do it? An example, I will lose 10 pounds by Christmas time by exercising 5 times per week and eating correct portions. Okay, gives you a little more specific. Your goal should be measurable. How are you going to track your progress or measure your success? Will you be weighing in? Will you be taking your body fat? You need to know how you're going to measure that. Your goal should be achievable. Will you be able to achieve your goal? Is it attainable? Do you have the resources and or time to dedicate to your goal? Wanting to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks might sound great, but is it achievable? You have to think about that. Your goals should be relevant. Your goals should be relevant to you and your interest. You want to choose goals that fit in with your lifestyle. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute, about you want to have goals not just for fitness and not just for business, but for your family and relationships as well. Your goal should be time-based. When do you want to accomplish this goal by? Set a specific date. It's pretty self-explanatory. So here are some examples. I want to be a diamond coach, and I kind of went over these already. I want to be a diamond coach by March 3rd. I need 4 more active coaches and 1 more emerald under me on my left leg. I will invite 40 people per week until my goal is reached. I have 6 weeks to accomplish this goal. I want to be a diamond coach because I know I have the leadership quality. in me, and this helps me become more confident in myself as a business builder. Is that a great, specific, smart statement? Absolutely it is. It gives you the specifics. It gives you measurable. It gives you attainable goals. It gives you reachable, and it gives you a time-based. I want to be a 15-star diamond team, but I only have 15 coaches. That's not going to happen. It's not a SMART goal. Exit out. I want to lose 10 pounds by Punta Cana, April 27th. I will work out every day and eat clean 90% of the time. I will try on swimsuits until I reach my goal, and I will have it hung by my mirror. That is pretty specific, but you need to also add in there how you're going to measure that goal. I will do weekly weigh-ins, or I know I have in there that I will try on swimsuits until I reach my goal, but you need to have something more. So I will do weigh-ins once a week, or I will do weigh-ins every 10 days. How are you going to measure the weight loss other than trying on a swimsuit? Because in my mind, just trying it on would be, I want to feel comfortable in a swimsuit for Punta Cana instead of I want to lose 10 pounds. You need to have a little bit more detail into that one. So focusing. I did a quick video today in my personally sponsored page, so some of you have seen it, but laser focused goals. You want to be focused. Follow one course until you're successful. That one course is our 4 vital behaviors. That one course is given to you. It's planned. It's already outlined for you in our business model. You just need to follow it. If you follow that course every single day by adding that one extra step to reach your goal, you will reach it. So, for example, wanting to build your business and rank advance to the next rank, you do your 4 vital behaviors, but then you're going to also invite more. You're going to invite more to the coaching opportunity. You're going to post about the coaching opportunity. You're going to share why you became a coach several times a month. You're going to post call to actions. You're going to post coach sneak peeks. You're going to run a live video on what the coaching opportunity has to offer people. You are going to follow that one course of the 4 vital behaviors, but then you're going to add those extra steps into it. Same thing if you want to help your team build their team. You're going to do the same thing. Lead by example with the 4 vital behaviors. Keep them accountable. What got you to where you are in your business? You want to be able to take that and duplicate it to your team. Show them what you did to get to where you are. Take that and show them how it's possible to get there. But you want to follow one course until you're successful. And the laser part is put your blinders on and go for it, head on. This business is so wonderful, but you have to be focused. You have to be focused on your goals, not on the person next to you's goals, not on my goals, not on anyone else's goals, but your own. If you worry about what everyone else around you is doing and you compare yourself to everyone else, you're not going to be successful because you're going to lose sight of why you joined. You're going to lose sight of what your goals are, and you're going to lose sight of how you get to where you want to go. So put your blinders on, get focused, and write out your SMART goals. How will you focus? This is the number one question. What do you need to do to focus? Do you need to have a closed, quiet space? Chalene Johnson talks about this all the time, that she writes her to-do list in her car after the gym before she goes into the house. Do you need to sit out on your back porch and think about what you need to do for your business? Do you need to have a desk? Do you need to have an office? I built my business at my kitchen counter. I had a little desk behind my island in my kitchen. That's where I built my business for the first 3 years until finally I decided after hitting elite that I was going to get a desk. And then where did I build my business? In my office, in my bedroom at a desk. Until we moved here and I finally have an actual office with 4 walls. But that didn't happen until last year. 5 years into the business and I have an actual real office, but I just needed a space. That's all I needed. I needed a space to be able to sit down, write out my goals and say, okay, this is what needs to happen. This is how I need to get to where I want to go. What will you do to achieve your goals? Will you sacrifice a little bit of TV? Will you sacrifice a little bit of time? Will you sacrifice a little bit of sleep? What will you do to achieve your goals? Will you get out of bed earlier in the morning? Will you send out invites before your feet even hit the ground getting out of your bed? Will you send out invites before you do your workout? Will you send invites before you go to bed? What will you do to achieve your goals? How long will it take you? Write it on a calendar. I mean, honestly, get a planner. Write it. I don't know if you guys can see me, but write it down. Say, okay, here's the date I'm going to, reach that goal and circle it and highlight it. And count back to how long it's going to take you and what you need to do. And so here's where I come into reverse engineering. Reverse engineering is a huge step in your business. This is a huge way to reach your goals. My example of hitting diamond in 6 weeks. If you need 4 more coaches and 1 emerald, you have 6 weeks to add 4 coaches to your team. So that's 1 coach a week. And you need to at least add 40 or invite 40 people because you get that 10%, reverse 10% engagement. So you invite 40, you might get 10 people to say that they're interested and maybe 1 to sign up. That's pretty much how it works. If you want to, so that's it. You have to reverse engineer it. Now, if you want to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, that's £1 a week. Okay, you can do that. Well, what do you need to do every single day? Same thing with your business. What do you need to do every single day to invite those 40 extra people? Will you invite 10 in the morning, 10 at lunch, 10 when you get home, 10 at night before you go to bed? Will you invite all 40 within 3 days? How will you do that? You need to set up your goals. You need to reverse engineer them and say, okay, here's how long it's going to take me to reach this goal. This is what I want. This is the date I want to reach it. I need to add X amount of people a week. I need to invite X amount of people each day. I need to take 10 extra minutes before my workout or 10 extra minutes of my alarm, 10 extra minutes at night to invite these people. You have to look at it at a 12-week stance. You have to then retract back. How will you reach? What do you need to do each week? What are the extra steps each day on top of your 4 vital behaviors will you have to do to reach that goal? Ask yourself, will you follow the 4 vital behaviors and some? If you're willing to do that, you're going to be successful. And who will help you stay accountable? Find somebody, a spouse, a partner, a coach, your upline. Have somebody keep you accountable to your goals. Ask them if they will stay on track with you. Check in each week. If they will hold your goals next to theirs and say, okay, I'm going to check in with Amanda this week and see if she is on track to reaching her goals. I'm going to check in with Jen and make sure that she's on track to helping her coaches reach their goals. Who will help you stay accountable? Now, going through all of this, like I said, you want to make sure that you are making goals for your family, your friendships and relationships, and your business, and health and fitness. You have 4 buckets. I want you to write down 5 goals per bucket. So that is 20 goals that you should have. I want you to write your goals out, write individual statements per goal. So like that first example that I had, where it was, very specific, very measurable, very much attainable. It was, realistic, and I had time frame on it. I want you to make a statement like that for each goal. Then have somebody look over them and make sure that they feel that they're attainable. And once you do that, reverse engineer them and say, okay, so in 6 weeks from now, I want to have this. Break the goal in half. I want to have this this reached in the next 6 weeks. And each week I'm going to do this, and write 3 things down. Every single day I'm going to do the 4 vital behaviors and then these 4 things. Go above and beyond the 4 vital behaviors. I'm not saying to make this business complicated, because it's not. It's a very simple business. It's laid out for you. You do the 4 vital behaviors and you do an extra step, one extra step of an extra invite or an extra post, an extra coaching opportunity post, going live every day, doing one thing a little more than you would have done before. It's not difficult, I promise you. You have to stay focused. Write your daily to-do list. If you can see my calendar, and I can always post a picture, it's really messy, but on my calendar, so I'll do a blank page. So like I have from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. each day open. What I do is just write my to-do list. It's not specific times unless I have calls, and I put those in there and I highlight them. But it's a way to keep my to-do list in one place and make sure that I'm doing them. You have to make sure you have a to-do list. If it's in your planner, if it's in a notebook, wherever. If it's on Post-its. I used to run my business by writing Post-its. I had stacks of Post-its all over the place because that's how I wrote my to-do list. And then every time I would check them off, I'd throw it away once everything was checked off. That's how I ran my business. But now I found this way is so much easier for me to have it in one place. I feel so much more organized. I don't feel all over the place. I know that each day when I am done with it, I can check it off. Like I've had it, this is sad and honest all at the same time. I want to record videos since Tuesday on my to-do list. Well, my dad didn't show up. Tanner was sleeping right outside my office, and if he hears my voice, he wakes up. Or there's always an excuse. There was always a reason why I couldn't record videos. So it's still on my to-do list to do. And it's going to stay on my to-do list until it gets done. And so I'll just keep moving it. But I have it in there, and I know it needs to get done. So with me having it all in one place, it's better, because if not, I used to say, okay, well, I want to record video. So it would go at the top of my list on my Post-it note. But now it's like, okay, I'm planning out like 3 days in advance. Okay, I know I need to follow up. So on Fridays, 2 days from now, I'm writing that I need to follow up with my coach sneak peek, or I need to follow up with so-and-so. I write it in my planner when I need to do it, so that when I go to my to-do list for that day, I know exactly what I need to do. When you're in writing, you should be following up within 24 to 48 hours with somebody if you haven't talked to them in that amount of time. Following up is key to your success. 80% of people after the 7th or 8th invite is going to actually commit. But you have to follow up. You can't just say because they said no, throw them in the garbage. No, you need to follow up with them. You need to stay in contact with them, and you need to keep forming them and building that relationship and building that trust gap. What I want you to do is, once you're done with all of this, I want you to post in the comments when I post the recording to this call, and tell me who is going to keep you accountable to these goals. You're welcome to share your goals with the group. I would love to see some of your goals. I would love to see some of your specific goal, smart goal statements. I would love to see them. That's something that I love to see, is what you all want to accomplish. So if you want to share them in the team page, tag me in it. If you need help reverse engineering, reach out, ask me. If you want me to be able to look at your goals and say, okay, yes, this is totally attainable, you're on the right track. Or, hey, listen, I don't think this is a great goal. Let's move it to this instead of that. Or let's add this to that goal. And then, like I said, I want you to post in the comments of the recording who's going to keep you accountable. Is it going to be your spouse? Is it going to be your upline? If it's a coach on our team or somebody in that page, tag them. Make sure you are on the same track. Make sure that no matter what in this business, we're all hand in hand. I'm not above you. I'm not below you. You're not below me. We are in line. We are in this business together. It's a clean slate this year. January started and we're all coaches. We're all here to build businesses to help more people. And with that being said, is we all have to write out goals. We all have to stay accountable. And if we aren't staying accountable to our goals, then they're just a dream. It's just a wish. A goal is a dream written down. So make sure that no matter what, you're writing them down. You can either plan to fail or fail to plan. It's up to you. I hope you all got something out of this. I'm going to go back to stop screen sharing, no chats. So if you guys have any questions from here on out, you are more than welcome to post them in Team Resurrection. Again, I will post the link to the Q&A format for next week's live business hour. I only had one question last week, and I didn't go live because there was only one question, and it was a simple question. And the question was, if Beachbody had a set price for the Beachbody On Demand All Access after the limited time promo of December or February 28th, and there is no word on what the price is going to be, if the price is going to go up, if they're going to keep it and just you only get 2 Success Club points. Beachbody has not announced that yet. So that was the only question that I got. I will, like I said, I will post the recording with the format for the live Q&A. I will do that next Thursday, same time, 9:15 to 10:15. But one more thing before I get off and you all go and start writing your SMART goals is get on a team cup. If you are serious about this business and you are serious about running a strong, solid, successful team of coaches and challengers, Team Cup is something that you really want to get on. One, it is great to get with other coaches. It's a way to communicate and see what's working for other coaches, see what tips that you can take from somebody else, to mastermind with coaches that you don't normally work with. So if you're still looking for a team, I have the post in Team Resurrection. Just comment below that you want on the team. And if no one grabs teams together, I will appoint a leader to register everybody. And I will get a team of 5 together based on, personalities versus your rank. Or I might just say, okay, the first 5 people on a team. But I can definitely do that if you want that done. But I think Team Cup is such a huge business builder. My first Team Cup that I was ever on was with Lindsay Matway, Melanie Mitro. I think Shay was on our team as well, and then another girl who's not in the business anymore. But that was the fire that lit my behind to keep going in this business and to push forward, because I had the top coach of the company ask me to be on her team. And at that time, I was barely hitting Success Club. I think I hit Success Club 4 times out of the 8 months before that. And I just knew that I didn't want to fall behind. I didn't want to be the only one on our team not hitting Success Club. So I did everything in my power to go above and beyond and to do the things that I knew I needed to do. And I think I ended, we ended up being the top team that year. And I think I ended up with like 30 Success Club points each month. January and February Team Cup. It was 2 months. And I got 20 to 30 Success Club points within those months. Like, that was crazy to me, from going to maybe hitting Success Club to going above and beyond, because I didn't want to fall short. I didn't want to leave my team thinking that I wasn't good enough to be on their team. But it just pushed me in different ways, because we masterminded. We got on calls every other week. We had a little group that we talked about what we were doing, how many people we were inviting. It was a way to stay accountable in our business, just like our challenge groups and our fitness groups. Same thing. Team Cup is a great way to stay accountable to your goals and the goals that you set as a team. So I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday night. Again, if you have any questions, reach out, post your call to action in the team page underneath the recording, and I will talk to you all next week. All right, have a great night, guys.